residents. I am Councilperson Fercella Davis Panier, District 5, here in the beautiful city of Riviera Beach. And we're back with our May emerging leader, Mr. Willie Trent Shelton. We are so glad to have him here today, and we're going to get to know him a little bit. But I just want to say that I'm dressed a little patriotic today because we celebrated our Memorial Day tribute this morning with our people that sacrificed. We had veterans there, and then of course we were honoring those who sacrificed their lives and served our country. So we want to wish you all a happy Memorial Day weekend and continue to pray for our country. But let's get back to the person that we're here to find out a little bit more about today, Mr. Willie Trent Shelton. Yes. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, like she said, greetings, I am Willie Trent Shelton III, a rising third-year journalism scholar, and I attend Florida A&M University. Some things about myself is I grew up here in Riviera Beach, Florida, born and raised. My family, we run deep here. I have two younger sisters who I love being a role model for. Yes, my mom did start all the way over. They're 5 years old and 3 years old, and I'm 20, so not only am I a bigger brother, but I am a role model. I gotta make sure that they see that you can do it. Being someone from Riviera Beach, we do need those kind of influences here in this city. And that's a little bit about me so far.
Awesome. So you already talked about family. So you want to tell me who your mother is and some of those people that are important in your life?
Yes, so my mom is Selena Johnson, Dr. Selena Johnson, born and raised here in Riviera Beach, Florida. My father is Willie Clarence Shelton II. My stepfather is Deshaun Johnson. I'm also a Davis, you know. The Davis family runs deep here in Riviera Beach, and my uncle is the late, great Reverend Griffith Davis from Hilltop Missionary Baptist Church, and my great-grandfather is Willie Bo Davis, who worked for the city for 20-plus years. So things like that just is what also implemented me to give back to my city, because my family does so much for this city. And growing up watching my family do so much for the city that did so much for us, it encouraged me to want to continue on that legacy.
I love it. I love it. And that's what the culture of Riviera Beach is. We have a lot of families who have been rooted and grounded here, who have done a lot of public service, who have worked in the community over the years. And that is a positive legacy that we have here in Riviera Beach. Yes. So I'm glad you brought that up. So let's say you're at FAMU. I know there's a lot of people excited about that because we have a lot of Rattlers on Riviera Beach staff, and of course that live in Palm Beach County. They have a real big alumni association chapter here that gives scholarships and things of that nature. So you're part of a good group. So tell me some of the organizations that you are involved in at FAMU.
Okay, so when I got to FAMU, I got involved ASAP my freshman year. So some things I'm in is I'm the 2026-2027 president for Attack Dance Crew. That's a dancing organization. I'm also a Spring 26 inductee of the Godfather chapter of Progressive Black Men Incorporated.
Wow. Tell me a little bit about that one.
Progressive Black Men Incorporated is a male Black organization that helps eradicate the negative stereotypes placed upon those of African descent, especially African American men, and we need that now in these days to show that we do not fit the stereotype nor the stigmas placed upon us as Black men.
I love it.
I'm also the king for Sisters Incorporated. I am Mr. Sisters Incorporated, which is a Black female organization that it also helps eradicate the negative stereotypes of Black women. So I'm just very big on changing the trajectory placed upon us Black people, definitely young Black people. So we need those type of advocates at a young age to talk about that we aren't what everybody make us seem to be.
And Trent, I know if you want to add some more, but just to piggyback off of that, that's why we do the emerging leaders from the District 5 office. I thought it was so important that we highlight the positive things that our young people are doing, not just here locally in Riviera Beach, but abroad. You're all the way in Tallahassee, still having a positive impact on your community there and even back home. And I think that is so important. And so we want to continue to push and motivate you all to be great and to do the best that you can and to have a positive impact on your community. So thank you for your dedication to that, because that is important. Any other organizations that you're interested in, or just what you can tell me is how important do you think being involved on your campus at FAMU as well as, when you were back home? How important is it for youth to be involved?
I feel like it's extremely important. So, like I said, not only did I get involved early in college, I was very involved here in the city where I did like Boys and Girls Club for an ample amount of years. Part of the youth group at my church, part of the young adults group at my church. I was in the band from middle school to high school. So I feel like getting involved is extremely important. One, because a lot of the times you can find yourself getting in a lot of trouble when you're bored or don't have nothing to do. So getting involved just keeps you busy outside of your academics and keep you productive and things of that nature. And I feel like being in organizations also gets you prepared for the adult world. It teaches you time management, teaches you how to balance being in multiple things that happen to be multiple places at a certain time. And I also feel like in order to get involved, you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Say that again. Say that again. Say that loudly and slowly.
You have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. And I say that because a lot of the things I joined this year, I motivated myself to like just sign up for it. You might get denied, you might not, but it's okay to just try again. So don't just stick to something you already know, or don't just want to be in your room all day. Go sign up for something and you might actually like it or actually love it, like most of the things I've been out.
Wow, I think you have brought out two important things. Once, I say it all the time, and I tell parents, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. And that's not just for you, that's for adults. When you don't have things that's going on in your life that's positive, that's keeping you active, then you start thinking things, you start thinking of negative things, you start not doing things, you get unmotivated. So I love that you said that you definitely want to stay active because it helps you become a better person. And then the other part of that you said that caught my attention was challenging yourself, being uncomfortable. That's something for adults as well. A lot of times we will talk our own selves out of doing things or out of starting a business or out of joining an organization. We are, self-sabotaging. We will say, I'm not good enough or I'm not prepared enough. And what you're saying is just go take a chance, just do it.
Most definitely, because I feel like fear holds us back from a lot of things. It's like you said, a lot of adults who said they could have did this, they should have did this, but I don't want to say it's never too late, but sometimes it is too late because you are an adult. You have kids now, you have things to worry about, where instead of saying you should have, could have did it, if you just stepped out on faith and wasn't scared, because fear does hold us back from a lot of things, we could have got a lot of stuff done. And that's another thing, like my mom taught me and instilled in me, another thing I pride off of is just like stepping out on faith. I'm big on stepping out on faith, letting God guide me. I actually have a tattoo right here that says let go and let God. Like I'm very big on just letting go and letting God. If I get it, I get it. I don't, I don't. I believe in one closed door is a sign for another one to open.
Come on, I love it. A closed door is the opportunity for another one to open. And there's no failure. Nothing beats a failure but a try. So I love that we can't see failure as an end all. Failure is a time to get up, learn, improve, and go after something again. I love that. That's called resilience. That's what we all have to have. So I love that. All right, so we talked about that. So what are some of the, let's see, what are some things that you can share with the youth that will help them become more successful? And success is different to different people. It doesn't look the same. What my goals are may not be your goals. But what are some things that you can suggest to young people to do? Those that are in high school period, maybe study habits, preparation. What are some of the things that you can share? Character,
So I feel like some things in order to be successful is time management. Time management. One thing I did learn in college and I live by it like now is we all have the same 24 hours in a day. How will you use it? Like somebody who might get up at 6 a.m. is going to be more effective and their day might be more successful than someone who got up at 1 p.m. Things of that nature. So time management, organization and scheduling. I always make notes or like note down stuff because if I keep it in my mind, I'm gonna forget, or like when my mind is thinking about everything, I start getting anxious. Like my mind is so chaotic when I got
So much to
instead
do.
of just writing it down. Character-wise, one thing to be successful is be kind. Like, it doesn't cost nothing to be kind. Being kind takes everything a long way. I know it's very cliche and we heard it when we were little, but if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. That is really something a lot of people should live by.
Say that again, slowly and loudly for the people in the back.
If you don't have nothing nice to say, you should not just say it at all, because
Words hurt.
the way we speak to people is another reason why the world or everything is the way it is now. So my 3 main pointers, of course, time management, scheduling, and preparation, of course, and just being kind. Those 3 I feel like would take you a long way, and everything has a cause and effect. So those 3 will fall into another set of 3 that make you successful, which fall into another set of 3. So everything plays a part into everything, I believe.
I love that. I love that. So that's growth, development that we all can do. Professionalism, all of that is so important. So let me ask you this. So let's talk a little bit about civic responsibility. How important is voting? Do you think it's important? I mean, what are your thoughts on voting?
To be fully transparent, before I got to college, I was never into politics, never cared for them. But now that I do attend the HBCU, and I do see the big impact that HBCUs have here on our country, voting is extremely important. A lot of people do say their vote don't matter.
Right.
But imagine that one person in your friend group saying that vote don't matter. There's somebody else in another friend group saying that. There's somebody all over the country is somebody saying their one vote don't matter, which adds up. So apparently your one vote did matter, because if it's 100+ people saying their one vote doesn't matter, imagine how much of a difference it could have made from your one vote. So I feel like voting is extremely important. I did see the negative effects of voting at my school recently. So I have seen firsthand on how important it is, which made me become more caring about it. Also, as a young Black person, voting from us is extremely important, because a lot of the times our people, we do complain about what we want to change in our local and state governments, but then we're not going out there to make those changes. We do have a big say. So although people are in these positions to make these changes, if we pick who we want, those changes will be made. So voting is extremely important, coming from someone who did it.
I love the truth, because that is the case for a lot of people. We graduate hundreds of seniors every year, and sometimes I'm like, hey, are you going to register? They're like, I don't vote. I'm like, but you have to start. But you know what they say? They say, well, my parents didn't vote. I don't vote. You know, nobody really votes in my family. So it's a generational thing too. And what you said, you know, sometimes your experiences will change that. You thought maybe the same thing, like, well, you know, it's not a big deal. But like you said, your exposure to HBCU, getting to know, maturing, finding out like things that are happening in our government now on a national level, local level, state level, it makes you want to see a change. And so, like, right, you can't complain if you want to be a part of the change. Voting is the way we do that. And so I think that's so important. So how do you think we can influence more young people to get involved with the voting process? What are some of the things that you think might be helpful?
I feel like workshops, hands-on, or like scenarios. I like scenarios, so like at the workshops, make it more hands-on. Put us in a real scenario where we have like scripts to read, real people to fake vote for, you know, things of that nature. Hands-on stuff is very good for our generation. A lot of the times when people try to influence the younger generation to vote, y'all go about it like we're the older generation. You have to get something that captivates us, that's going to engage us, that's going to make us interested, you know.
So just putting flyers out not going to do enough for y'all?
No, most definitely not. A lot of the times, y'all are trying to get us the same way y'all get the older crowd. We're not the same. You know they try
Wait, say we are not the same. You heard that? We are not the same.
Each generation is different, most definitely. We don't do flyers no more. All our flyers is on social media. We make our own
digital, right?
Social media. So just because you put a flyer in our windshield, we're throwing it on the floor, like things of that nature. So I feel like the way, one thing to make us
More engaged.
more engaged, is coming to us a way we would want y'all to come to us, if that makes sense.
Point taken, sir. Point taken. I love it. I love it. So, listen, we are so happy to have you here. We're glad that you were able to come. We know that you're on a short summer break, correct?
Yes.
And you'll be going back
Literally on Tuesday.
on Tuesday. So, what will your summer look like back at FAMU?
My summer back at FAMU is I got chosen for the position to be an orientation leader at my school.
Okay.
Essentially, orientation is mandatory for each freshman at my school, Florida A&M. So I would just be like introducing the class of 2030 to FAMU culture, showing them the FAMU spirit, chanting with them, dancing with them, just making them feel at home already. You know, they just got out of high school. I remember that feeling. And when I had my orientation, I literally said I want to be those people to help the next class. Also help them register for class, just getting them ready for the transition from high school to college.
I love it. I love it. Well, it sounds exciting. Sounds like you are having a great experience at FAMU, and your Riviera Beach council and mayor and city could not be prouder of you. We are thankful that you were able to come. We are glad that you were nominated to be an emerging leader, because you are doing all of the right things and you are saying all of the right things. But before you end, I want you to talk about the Fix My Crown LLC that you have, because it seems like it's kind of in line with all of the things that you talked about that were important, like changing the mindset of the young male in the United States, in Florida, in Palm Beach County. Tell me a little bit about that.
Okay, so my Fix My Crown LLC is an initiative I created. It restores confidence, affirms identity, and it just reminds everyone that we are all royalty. That's why it's Fix My Crown. I made it because growing up in my friend group, I was always the friend everybody was able to talk to, like the good, bad, the worst, the ugly. So I made an initiative because I'm like, if I have that calling, well, I can't spread it with everyone. So it's just like create safe spaces where people who have no one, who they feel like they have no one to talk to, they could come to me, or we could find them someone they're ready to open up to.
That's awesome.
At my school, I brought little tiaras and just walked around and gave people a crown, like to remind them that we are all royalty.
I love it.
And it's just like a safe place. It is, I want to say, not even a year out yet. So the more we grow, the bigger it's going to get. And I'm trying to
definitely
make it touch all campuses, my city, just everywhere I'm at. I want to spread the love and the joy. That's one thing I've always been proud of. I like spreading love and joy. I love making people laugh. I have a great sense of humor, so that's just like something I enjoy to do.
I love it. Well, yeah, like connect with District 5 office. It sounds like a great project. Sounds like some great things. And I love the concept. I love the concept. So let's chat about that. But we are going to end this interview, but I want to encourage you all to nominate a young person for the emerging leaders through the District 5 office with Councilperson Fercella Davis Panier, myself. They have to be ages 6 to 26. They have to either live in Riviera Beach, go to school in Riviera Beach, or have a parent that works in Riviera Beach. And we welcome you to do it. It's not a difficult application. Go online to the Emerging Leaders Riviera Beach, or my website, District 5 on the City of Riviera Beach main site, and the nomination form is there. We select someone once a month. And again, encourage and let's praise our young people for the work that they're doing. Our young people like Mr. Willie Trent Shelton III. We are proud of you, and thank you for being a resident and representing Riviera Beach. And remember, in District 5, we are people-focused, community-centered, and purpose-driven. So is Mr. Willie Trent Shelton. Thank you.
Thank you.